say something else.
This is the second part of the Steve McQueen review series that I'm doing. A couple of days ago I did a review of The Defender, which was one of his early films. This is Love with a Proper Stranger that I'm going to be reviewing today, which came out in 1963. If you want to see any other Steve McQueen reviews, there should be plenty to follow. So if you go to brandxreviews.com and just check out in the vlogs section, you will see what is available, what I've reviewed so far. And as I said, there will be more to come after this. But anyway, on with the review of this one. This is a film, as I said, it came out in 1963. It is I would describe it as a romantic drama, really. If it came out nowadays, it'd probably be the kind of thing that you would see with, I don't know, starring Jennifer Aniston and Ryan Reynolds. If it came out in the 90s, it probably would have had Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan. It's that kind of a film.
I could fall in love with the proper stranger if I heard the bells and the banjos ring.
That's what love is. Bells and banjos playing. How they brainwash you. And here I spend my whole life like a nut, waiting for what? A stranger.
Listen, it's possible.
Don't tell me you believe that.
Well, it's a known chemical fact. Some people, you just have to look at them. It's kind of kicky. Other people, chopped liver.
It stars Steve McQueen, obviously, and Natalie Wood. They were the two main characters. It had a few other actors in it. One that I recognised was Tom Bosley, who was in Happy Days. He was the father in that series, so you definitely recognise him. This was about maybe 15 years before that series, but he looks pretty much the same age. Now, availability of this, I'll just kind of start off with that. You can get this. For a long time it wasn't available, you couldn't get it anywhere. I had to get a copy of it that I think was ripped from a videotape, and it's not very good quality, so it's my intention to get the true copy of it on DVD. But the one that I've seen on Amazon is about £20, but if you shop around you can probably find it cheaper elsewhere. And it is region 2 as well. That's another point I would throw in there, which is the UK, as I'm obviously in the UK, that's why I'm reviewing it from that point of view. But the film, anyway, like I say, it's a romantic drama, and it deals with quite a few themes running through the film as well. So I'll go through the basic plot of the film anyway. So there's going to be spoilers. So if you haven't seen the film, maybe turn this review off now and come back later on after you've seen it if you feel the need to. But the film starts off. McQueen is at some kind of social event, and he meets this woman that's gone there to meet him, and he doesn't recognise her at first, but it's somebody that he's, you know, as they say in America, had relations with, had sex with anyway, as we say, and at some previous point he doesn't remember her very well. Presumably it was some kind of drunken get together, but she tells him anyway that she's pregnant and that it's his.
Oh,
You don't know who I am, do you?
yeah, I was in a dance in Brooklyn this summer. In the mountains, right? It was a dance in the mountains. What do you mean I don't remember?
It doesn't matter. My name's Angela. Can I talk to you a minute? I'm on my lunch hour. I've only got a minute.
Sure, honey.
I'm gonna have a baby.
Congratulations.
so he kind of goes into panic mode a little bit, as you would. And she says she doesn't really expect much from him other than to arrange for a doctor. So she wants an abortion, basically. And this was in 1963, so it's quite a heavy topic even by today's standards. So back then it must have been, you know, quite a thing to see in a film. Not unheard of, but you know, still, like I say, it was the 60s, so the idea of having an abortion was a very taboo subject, as it is today. But so anyway, from that point on, there's a lot of things going on. They put the money together to get an abortion, but as it turns out, the person that they're going to pay to do it isn't even a doctor, as it turns out, or maybe they are, but they're not a practicing doctor anyway. From that point of view, but they decide not to go through with it anyway, and then the abortion plot just kind of goes nowhere after that. But it's something that they go through together anyway, so that kind of pushes them together a bit.
Kill him before I let you touch him. I'll kill him.
But then there's another kind of storyline that kind of goes on. The Tom Bosley character, the guy I was saying that was in the Happy Days TV series, he's a guy that really, you know, fancies, you know, has a crush on the Natalie Wood character. And she then has a dilemma, you know, it's, does she, he offers actually, he says, you know, I know you're pregnant, I'll pretend to be the father, I'll take care of you, kind of thing. But of course, there's no chemistry between the two of them. You just kind of need to look at him. He's kind of a geeky sort of type character. He's no Steve McQueen, basically, in terms of like physical prowess and charisma and charm. He's charming guy, but he's not Steve McQueen, basically. So does she kind of go with him and, you know, marry him just for convenience, even though there's no chemistry, or does she maybe see if things will work out with Steve McQueen? You know, he's the father of the child, but there is a massive chemistry between the two of them. They don't get along at all. She doesn't even know if he's gonna, you know, do the right thing by her and stay with her. But do they make an attempt to do that? It's one of those things. It's one of those themes. We've all dealt with it, really. You know, I've had it myself, as I'm sure most people have. You know, you can go out with somebody who it makes sense. You know, you might have a lot in common, and you know it's convenient, but there's just not really any chemistry there. Contrasted against that, you can end up going out with somebody that you don't really have anything in common with them. You probably shouldn't even be friends with them. You don't really get along, but there is a massive chemistry between the two of you. I've had that as most people probably have, and that's another theme that is really explored in this film. So it's quite good from that point of view. It was well written. From an acting point of view, like I say, I am a big Steve McQueen fan. Don't get me wrong with what I'm about to say, but his acting in this film is pretty much typical of, you know, what it is in a lot of his films. He doesn't act in the traditional sense like you would say expect from Robert De Niro or somebody like that. His acting was mostly about on-screen presence and, you know, just charm, that kind of thing. He did act. I mean, he could act. Don't get me wrong, but he didn't really do it in a lot of his films. He just kind of distracted you in a lot of ways. But he kind of does that in this. It's Natalie Wood that really does the sort of traditional acting in this film. But Steve McQueen is very good in it. And as I say, I mean, they could have had somebody like Robert De Niro in this film had he been maybe younger. But I don't think the chemistry would have been there. That's kind of the point that I'm making. It wasn't his acting that sold it. It was, you know, his presence and the charisma that you saw, that you felt between these two actors on screen. So another good Steve McQueen one anyway. But it's one of the few films that he's done that I would say is solely a romantic part. He did other films such as Bullet and The Getaway and The Cincinnati Kid, where there was a love interest theme going on, but it wasn't the main theme of the film. This is probably the only film it is that I can think of that was the main theme in the film. So it's kind of a different one of his to watch if you're not used to that. But I would definitely recommend it anyways. Like I say, it's not my genre at all, and I enjoyed it, so definitely give it a watch. Don't think I really have anything else to say anyway. Like I say, you can buy this in the UK on Region 2, although from what I've seen it's quite expensive. But like I say, if you shop around, you'll probably find a cheaper copy of it somewhere. So anyway, that's pretty much it for this review. Have I missed anything out? Is there anything you want to add to it? Go to brondexreviews.com. There is a comment section on there. You can also link to our YouTube channel through the website, and maybe leave comments on there as well if you feel the need to. So there's going to be plenty of other Steve McQueen reviews coming up in the near future. I own most of his films, and I think the ones that I don't have, I'm in the process of picking them up too. So I don't know what kind of time frame I'm going to spread these reviews over. It might take a long time to get through them, but it is my intention to get through them all anyway. So if you check back, you will see other reviews, but there are other reviews of other films, TV series, books, graphic novels, that kind of thing, up at the website brondexreviews.com right now. So if you check there, you will find plenty to go through. Thank you very much for watching.